The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The nameless is the beginning of heaven and earth. The name is the mother of 10,000 things. Ever desireless, one can see the mystery. Ever desiring, one can see the manifestations. These two spring from the same source but differ in name. This appears as darkness, darkness within darkness, the gate to all mystery.
David, the dragon. Hi, I'm David, the dragon. I'm best of friends with little Ricky. You read about me in the story. I'm over 5,000 years old. I'm still young at heart. You see, I take care of myself. Where I come from, the British Isles, the dragons really didn't have any common sense. You could say common sense is uncommon. Where I come from, the dragons didn't exercise or eat good foods. They partied all throughout the night. To be frank, they didn't have a clue about universal laws. They were only interested in acquiring stolen treasure and fighting. Boy, what kind of existence is that? When we flew from the west to the east, our entire lifestyle changed for the better. We started to take a look at how to make a better life for the dragons. As you see, only young dragons came with us. The rest were stuck in their old ways. Quite frankly, they had no desire to change. They liked misery. Well, we decided to have a grand adventure. We learned how to meditate from Zoran, and the rest is history. We learned very young that life is an external and internal adventure. Bet you nobody told you that. We came to a point where we could see energy all around us and in us, that there was a block over time. Disease would take place. You see, in the bodies of humans and dragons lie a vast number of rivers and streams. In a healthy body, these rivers and streams are flowing properly. But the more ones have a life out of balance, these rivers and streams get clogged up and don't flow properly. The water over time becomes stagnant and mosquitoes can fester. This is where disease manifests. Here's an example of anger. When a person is always angry, this blocks the rivers and streams inside the body. Over time, the body becomes angry and can fight against itself. You call this cancer. Cancer is angry cells. We discovered a long time ago that by using needles at a certain point on the body, we can begin to unblock the rivers and streams. Yet the acupuncturists can help to unblock these dams. Yet it's up to you to change, modify, and learn how to be healthy. In the West, you go to a doctor and take the medicine. Your symptoms go away. Your drugs have side effects. The patient takes no responsibility. No wonder your system is messed up. A wise person begins to listen to within and change accordingly. This person realizes that proper rest is the key. In the West, sleep and rest is sort of a nuisance. They don't have the understanding of how important it is. In order for the body to heal and repair, it needs rest. Period. We live such a fast pace, we have forgotten why we need sleep and rest in the first place. The acupuncture during this time had that easy job. He knew how to break the dam and let the waters flow properly. He might give some healing herbs to the child. The child understood completely that the acupuncturist could only assist so far in the process. She knew that it was up to her to follow through and live day by day the natural laws of life. You see, their culture was understanding and practicing every moment these natural laws. Unfortunately, in our world, today's man has lost touch with his true nature. Consequently, disease is quite common. Our herbs that are given out are organic and have no side effects. They're extremely beneficial in helping the body to balance. Your Western medicine has extreme side effects and can cause death. Listen to the commercials today. You will hear a lovely voice telling all the side effects that drugs have. They are concerned to make a profit. That is the bottom line. No, kids, listen to this story. Only your generation can change this wacky system. You can look at different and natural ways. You can see chemicals are the least effective ways for healing. Their scientists know about energy, but at the present moment, only a few doctors are researching about the power of energy. This is where acupuncture comes in. In the future, there will be myriads of different discoveries and inventions. The more a society becomes more aware, the more the discoveries can occur. You see, only in an open society can change occur for the better. These new discoveries can be used for good, or they can be a complete disaster. The nuclear bomb is a prime example. The genie got loose, and now the world is trying to find out how to rein in the genie. You see, your world has a lot to learn. Imagine most of the world is looking externally, but the jewel lies within. You need a balance between the external and internal. Millions of people are waking up to this fact. At a certain point in time, when humanity truly understands this, your inventions will be so-called a miracle in life. In fact, they aren't miracles in life, but your understanding is at a different level. Your cell phone would be considered a gift from God 500 years ago. I bet each one of you kids knows how to operate one. You have no problems with that. In the same way, the more you understand the laws of the universe, more incredible inventions will come your way. Nature wants to give her incredible gifts, but you have to be in sync to receive them. Anger, war, and greed will never be the way to discover these gifts. For thousands of years, war is not the answer. It has never solved anything and never will. Only the kids can truly change for the better. Hopefully, you will listen to this story and remember your generation can change for the better. The seeds have been planted many millions of years ago. You can be the fruit that can change this world. Remember, you are never alone. Someday you will realize this. You will see that all of humanity and the dragons are in the same boat together. You are the universe. You just don't know it.
Wow, we are directly hardwired to find God. Yet we are so dense at this present moment. How can the world at large discover their true nature? Did you know that the same power that is keeping you alive is keeping the universe of life. Behind your breath lies the secret of life. The universe is keeping you alive. The mystics have known this for thousands of years. On average, a person at rest takes about 16 breaths per minute. This means we breathe about 960 breaths an hour, 23,040 breaths a day, 8,409,600 a year. Unless we get a lot of exercise, the person who lives to 80 will take about 672,768 breaths in a lifetime. We are breathing, yet most of the time we aren't aware of our breath. By focusing on the breath moment by moment, one begins to dive deep into the infinite ocean of life. Here are some simple and easy yet powerful meditations you can do. Sit down meditation. For me, this is the foundation for life. Without this practice, personally, I don't think a person will travel far on this path. You see, by closing your eyes and concentration on your breath, you are closing the doors to the external world and opening the doors within. Each time you do this on a day-to-day basis, your understanding and experience grows. As I said in the beginning, you meditate upon the universe. After some point in time, the universe starts to meditate on you. This is a melding of energy. The mind is like a tuning fork. Whatever it focuses on, it vibrates at that frequency. When your mind concentrates on your breath, it vibrates to love and compassion. Mind you, this is a slow journey. Rome was not built in a day. The earth took billions of years before humans came upon the scene. You see, we are hardwired to discover God. Enjoy the journey of meditation. In the beginning, you will probably meditate just for yourself. At some point, a person gets more spiritually mature, and you will meditate for all sentient beings. Did you know that by concentrating on your breath is the foundation for many of the world's meditation practices? It is as old as time. I've been meditating for around 47 years, and each and every day I'm grateful to do so. My advice, put your heart and soul into this practice. Many people don't like to meditate. They say, it's boring. Well, your mind is boring. Meditation is not boring. The universe is not boring. You are bored. The mind is bored. Change your mindset. You are playing the video game of life. As in all video games, they're supposed to be challenging. This is the most challenging game you will ever play. It's also the most rewarding. You will change in every aspect of your life. You will see that the keys to the universe exist inside of you. You will, over time, learn how to be in harmony with the universe. Words truly can't describe that experience. Imagine there will never be a point in time where you can clap your hands and say, I've learned all that can be learned. Learning and growing is a part of life and the universe. You will never stop learning. You are eternal. I was a surfer for many years. Presently, I live in Kansas, yet I love it here. Meditation and the practice of life is my hobby. I love to discover my true nature in the universe. It's my hobby. I've been doing this for many years now. I've gone through so many incredible levels in this video game. I hope I can help you in playing the game. Even if you don't think there's a video game, you're playing the game, whether you know it or not. You see, 98% of your actions come from your subconscious mind. You aren't even aware of it. Your subconscious mind got developed when you're from 0 to 7 years old. You're playing the same tapes from your early beginnings of life. No wonder we are like leaves blowing in the wind. We react to every situation that comes our way from these early memories in life. We have learned how to be reactive beings and quite good at it. Many of us react when we read this. Don't tell me what to do. We aren't. You have free will and free choice. Personally, if there is a cliff and you are about to walk off the cliff, we want to tell you, hey, there's a cliff in front of you. Many people say it's too hard. Yes, it's hard. Yet at the same time, it's super easy. You can learn to change your attitude. Your thoughts, either positive or negative, are the building blocks of your life. I prefer to build love, patience, kindness, compassion, and tolerance in my life. Inside of you contains all the wondrous qualities of the universe. This is your true nature. By closing your eyes daily, you will slowly discover your true nature. Learn how to love, to meditate. It's probably the most significant thing a human being can do. When you concentrate on your breath, you're constantly bringing the mind back towards your center point. The mind loves to wander. Mystics have said to control your mind is the most difficult thing to do in the universe. I bet you for the last 47 years, I've brought my mind back to the center point, probably around 1 billion times. Yet, if I look back from where I started and where I am today, there's a difference between night and day. In the beginning, my mind was out of control. It still is, yet my mind is my friend. The mind's natural state is to wander. The more I drench myself into the ocean of silence, my mind is getting cleansed. Learn how to become friends with your mind. Don't make it an enemy. It's like training a puppy. You could do it. Every time your mind wanders, bring it back. In the beginning, it took a while to sink into the silence. It was like struggling in water. Yet at a certain point, silence would fill you up. It's hard to describe. Over the years, it's gotten so much easier. Now I close my eyes, and I'm there. As I said before, in the beginning, you meditate on the universe. At a certain point, the universe meditates on you. Even in this state, one must make conscious decisions to express love, patience, tolerance, and compassion for all. We must also reprogram our subconscious mind to reflect our true nature. That will be talked about in some other chapter. Once you begin to experience the silence and feel love and compassion while you close your eyes, you can begin to do the next step. In this step, you will slowly learn to concentrate on your breath while you are awake. It's a standing meditation. Imagine you are breathing 24 hours a day, yet you are unaware of your breath. Try this the next time you are driving. Turn off the radio. When you are driving, focus on the road and pay attention to your breath. The more you do this, the less you will be in a hurry. I won't say that you will drive like a granny, yet your state of mind will be truly peaceful. You will not have a care in the world. You can be in a traffic jam and you won't have a care in the world. I have a personal theory. The more agitated the mind is, the more reckless and impatient a driver will be. Sometimes you can almost see a fire of anger from a driver. You can see their hands flaring in a state of anger at being impatient. I'm sure they are completely oblivious to their condition. They are just responding automatically without any self-control. Try this every time you drive. Once you begin to feel this wondrous effect while driving, slowly begin to consciously meditate during other activities in your day. For example, do this while someone is talking. Listen truly to what the other person is saying. At the same time, follow your breath. At some point, you will feel the stillness, and at the same time, you will truly listen to what the other person is saying. This leads to incredible communication skills. The other person will know that you are truly listening to them. Most people don't truly listen and are thinking what to say next while the other person is speaking. This leads to broken communication. Now, I say this is our political environment is like that today. Nobody truly listens, yet they only speak without truly thinking. It's more like an automatic response. Our current president does this on Twitter. He tweets nonsense without going through true filters. Emotionally, he's like a child and never grew up. Otherwise, he would never mock someone and call them names. That's for another topic. Need I say more? The more you do this over time, you will be filled with joy and happiness. The more in harmony you are with the universe, the better your life will be. You will truly see and understand that happiness exists inside and nobody can take it away. Your worldly desires will slowly fade away. Most important of all, you will let go of all negative emotions. They don't serve you at all. In fact, they harm your mind and body. You may be angry at some person who wronged you 20 years ago. They have forgotten the incident, yet you still hold on to it for dear life. Meditation and the power to forgive will dissipate the anger. This is just a few things to ponder over and try. Mystics have talked about this for thousands of years. Now is the time for you to simply slowly embrace a new way of looking at life. When I practiced yoga in the 70s, yoga was almost unknown in America. You're out there if you practice it. Today, yoga is practiced all over America. It has been mainstream for many years. In the same way, the world is waking up from their slumber. What I'm saying will be mainstream someday soon. Millions of people are talking about the same thing and are changing their life for the better. Have you gotten yourself into a pattern where you wake up around 1 o'clock in the morning and can't go back to sleep? You are wide awake and restless. Well, this is a perfect time to close your eyes and concentrate on your breath. Just relax and watch the sweetness of breath. Don't struggle. Just watch and feel the love flowing through you. You may go back to sleep and then wake up again. Continually watch your breath. The more you do this, over time, the easier it gets. When you begin to experience love inside of you, try the following. Focus on your breath. Then spend time and focus on each chakra. See Chapter 11. Start from the root chakra and work your way up to the crown chakra. Take your time. Don't rush. Imagine this system has always been there, and yet we are oblivious to it. Our mentality is, if I can't see it, I don't believe it. Well, you can't see the air or see love, but it does exist. This chakra system is part of our being. It's as real as your physical body. You just can't see it. You are hardwired to see God by being aware of these chakras and paying attention to them. You're constantly becoming aware of the mind, body, and soul connection. You can heal yourself over time. You can let go of your emotional baggage. You can slowly change and become in harmony with the universe. You can become more aware. You can learn how to take charge of your life and learn how to be a proactive human being. Most of us live our lives like leaves blowing in the wind. We react to each circumstance without being aware. Our subconscious is running the show. Many people think that sleep is a drag. They wish that they didn't have to sleep. They are obviously not in sync with nature and the universe. Sleep is a time when the body can get rid of toxins from the day. Scientists have discovered between 8 o'clock and 12 o'clock is the best time for the body to repair itself. Unfortunately, most of us are oblivious to this. Every night while we sleep, we tap into the source of life. This is how we recharge ourselves. It's like we have a battery inside that needs to be recharged every night, much like our cell phones need to be recharged. When we wake up from our dreams and can't fall asleep, try this. If you don't want to do this, then spend some time forgiving all those people who have wronged you. Forgive yourself. While you're doing this, try to feel what part of the body is this energy stored in. You see, your negative thoughts and emotions are stored in your human body. We are all carrying boulders inside, and we all feel the weight in ourselves. Forgiveness is the key to drop our emotional baggage. By concentration on your chakras, over time you release emotional baggage from the specific chakra you're focusing on. This path is meant to be fun and full of adventures. As Bugs Bunny once said, don't take life so seriously, because you'll never get out of it alive. These all are tools that you can use on a daily basis. There are hundreds of tools that you can use to change for the better. Most people don't like to change. We have been taught since birth that change is not good. We have been taught to fear change. We don't want to upset the apple cart. Even when we live our lives in misery, we don't want to change for the better. Our world has made us to be complacent and feel numb. Take a look at our media. It only projects the negative, not the positive. That is slowly beginning to change. Most broadcast news channels now present a small positive segment at the end of the newscast. Some have it every day, while others might have it on a Friday. If you just spend a little time each day and use these tools, your life will change for the better. You are the company what you keep. If you just blow this off and say, I don't need to change, I'm fine with myself, that's your free will and free choice. Nobody is going to judge you. All I'm saying is that you are hardwired to discover your true nature. You are the universe. You just don't know it. Imagine that for most of our lives, we've been driving in a car with automatic transmission. This means that the majority of the time, our subconscious is driving the car. Our subconscious was developed between the ages of 0 to 7. During that time period, all the good, bad, and ugly was directly going into our subconscious mind. We are like leaves blowing in the wind. Whatever circumstances comes our way, we react accordingly. We have developed good habits and bad habits. Our body is so entwined with our subconscious that we react without thinking. 98% of our actions are dictated by our subconscious. The goal is to slowly reprogram ourselves. I've been a software engineer for 35 plus years. During this time, I realized that our lives have been programmed. I learned that if I don't like some portion of my life, I can go to the source code and change it for the better. I then can recompile the program and test it out. Over time, the bugs I see in life are fixed, and I can see more clearly. This is an ever-going process. We are constantly changing and morphing into discovering our true nature. We can't rest on our laurels. I remember once upon a time working at the observatory in Maui. I built a dome automation program. I was extremely proud of that fact. When it was done, it was a Friday. I thought they might give me a few days off. It was a huge success. Well, Monday came along and it was business as usual. I got another project to work on. In the same way, each and every day, we have lessons to learn. These lessons will never stop. Change will always occur. The entire universe changes for the better. Change is constant, yet change leads to a greater understanding of ourselves and the universe. We are all divine farmers. As farmers, we have eternal weeds that need to be pulled on a moment-to-moment basis. The more we clear out the weeds, the greater the understanding is that we are all one. Consciously, we are going from me to we. This is an exciting time to be alive. Never before in entire history do we have such a grand opportunity for the world to transform. Granted, the world may seem messed up. It just looks that way. But imagine this, the light of God is shining upon this land. It has been dark for ever so long. War has been around since the dawning of man. Yet the sun is arising in the sky. Soon it will be noon and the darkness will not exist. You see, darkness is the absence of light. Currently, light is shining and the darkness has no place to hide. Look at our world today. So many things that have been swept underneath the carpet are being revealed today. Look at the scandals in the Catholic Church and the sexual harassment cases being revealed. The more we discover our true nature and take care of our inner garden, the faster peace on earth will occur. Humanity once again will discover our true nature. We are all tied together through the thread of love. Darkness has been around forever so long. We can do this. The ones in control don't want us to change. Yet humanity wants to live in love, peace, and compassion. We have been fighting for thousands of years, and we've had enough of it. Millions of people are waking up. Each one of us is custom built and has their own particular way to go within. We are all learning how to be tolerant with each other. Each culture has a unique way to discover God within. My way is my way. Your way is your way. Love is the thread that binds us together. By removing our weeds, we can see more clearly. We remove our mask of judgment towards each other, and we can see the unity of all. When this happens, a huge celebration will occur throughout the universe. Man has gone from darkness to light. Man has gone from man to a truly divine human. Man means mind. Human means divine mind. We have transcended all our negativity and left them behind for good. A new dawning has occurred. The kingdom of heaven will be upon this earth. Mark these words. It will take time, that change is coming. Millions of people are waking up from their slumber. Humanity is slowly learning how to go from darkness to light. We are learning how to go from the me mentality to the we mentality. Millions of people are waking up from their slumber. Human nature is about to change quite dramatically. We will look at this present era someday in the future and say, what a dark age it was. Where was humanity coming from? Well, it was a mixture of dark and light. It was predominantly dark. People flame each other. The world is in disarray. I could go on for hours, and still people are waking up from their slumber. A new dawning is occurring. Can you imagine the changes that will occur when we totally transform from me to we? It means that bullies will no longer exist. It means that politicians will be elected by their state of kindness, love, and compassion. A person who tries to run a negative campaign will no longer be elected. We will probably still have a two-party system, but they will truly work together and get things done. We will actually pass laws that are beneficial for all, not just the rich. People will learn how to compromise with each other. When you can see through the eyes of the other person, you can see both sides of the issue. Our whole society will change for the better. Granted, change will be slow, but all beneficial changes are slow. Yet over time, we will see incredible changes that have occurred. We will be most pleased where the world is heading. We will finally take care of the poor and homeless. New ideas will come out that the world will be properly fed. Finally, people will learn how to solve any problems. The solutions are there, and we have to think outside of the box. With man connecting directly to the source within, the answers to many unsolvable problems in the past can now be solved. Many incredible inventions will come out, but the dangers of war now obsolete. Invention from the quantum world may come to fruition. These inventions could never occur presently due to the warring nature of man. Humanity will live to a grand old age. Disease will be a thing of the past. Humanity will learn how to be in harmony with nature. Most of the diseases will soon perish from the earth. You see, disease can't live in a being who is full of life. The disease occurs in a being whose body and mind are unhealthy. This will take time, and many adjustments must occur, but this is where humanity is heading. Never before in our history have we seen such an incredible human shift in awareness. Consequently, for this new awareness, this kind of change will occur on this planet. Our daily news will be focused on the new discoveries and positive changes that are occurring around the world. Every day, something new and incredible is happening. The world will be in constant amazement. Society will be amazed how quickly so many of the world's problems will disappear into the night. Religious groups will honor and love each other. Many people will go to visit other religions and enjoy the meal by seeing a different new food of thought being presented. They will see how barbaric it was in the past that religions caused so many wars. Unity and tolerance will prevail throughout the land. This is where humanity is heading towards. Many new ways of thought will occur that we don't have the vision to see or even think about. A huge global transformation will occur. We are on the verge of becoming something so grand and magnificent. It would be a fairy tale-like event, yet it would be real. Ponder this over. We are living in exciting times.
The trick is in what one emphasizes. We either make ourselves miserable or we make ourselves happy. The amount of work is the same. Discipline, as understood by a warrior, is a creative, open, and produces freedom. It is the ability to face the unknown, transforming the feeling of knowing into reverent astonishment of considering things that exceed the scope of our habits and daring to face the only war that is worthwhile, the battle for awareness. The self-confidence of the warrior is not the self-confidence of the average man. The average man seeks certainty in the eyes of the onlooker and calls that self-confidence. The warrior seeks impeccability in his own eyes and calls that humbleness. The average man is hooked to his fellow man, while the warrior is hooked only to infinity. Self-importance requires spending most of one's life offended by something or someone. In the art of dreaming, Don Juan tells Carlos, most of our energy goes into upholding our importance. If we are capable of losing some of that importance, two extraordinary things would happen to us. One, we would free our energy from trying to maintain the illusory idea of our grandeur. And two, we would provide ourselves with enough energy to catch a glimpse of the actual grandeur of the universe. Never take a path that has no heart in it. You can't lose if your heart is in your word, but you can't win if your heart is not in it. All paths are the same. They lead nowhere. Does this path have a heart? If it does, the path is good. If it doesn't, it is of no use. Both paths lead nowhere, but one has a heart, the one doesn't. One makes for a joyful journey. As long as you follow it, you are with it. The other will make you curse your life. One makes you strong, the other weakens you. In a world where death is the hunter, my friend, there's no time for regrets or doubts. There's only time for decisions. The basic difference between an ordinary man and a warrior is that a warrior takes everything as a challenge, while an ordinary man takes everything as a blessing or a curse. Only if one loves the earth with unbending passion can one relieve one's sadness, Don Juan said. Warriors are always joyful because their love is unalterable, and their beloved, the earth, embraces them and bestows upon them unconceivable gifts. The sadness belongs only to those who hate the very thing that gives shelter to their beings. Don Juan again caressed the ground with tenderness. This lovely being, which is alive to its last recess and understands every feeling, soothed me. It cured me of my pains, and finally I had fully understood my love for it. It taught me freedom. We don't need to be thankful for, we just need to be more thankful. One day I found out that personal history was no longer necessary for me, and like drinking, I dropped it. Little by little, you must create a fog around yourself. You must erase everything around you until nothing can be taken for granted, until nothing is any longer for sure or real. Your problem now is that you're too real. Your endeavors are too real. Your moods are too real. Don't take things so for granted. You must begin to erase yourself. To be a warrior is not a simple matter of wishing to be one. It's rather an endless struggle that will go on to the very last moment of our lives. Nobody is born a warrior in exactly the same way that nobody is born an average man. We make ourselves into one or the other. The ego is like a tired old dog. We can never kill it, so put it out to the back porch, let it rest there, and step around it. You are like you are because you tell yourself that you are that way. Death is the only wise advisor that we had. Wherever you feel, as you always do, that everything is going wrong and you're about to be annihilated, turn to your death and ask if that is so. Your death will tell you that you're wrong, that nothing really matters outside its touch. Your death will tell you, I haven't touched you yet. Will is what can make you succeed when your thoughts tell you that you're defeated. The aim is to balance the terror of being alive with the wonders of being alive. We talk to ourselves incessantly about our world. In fact, we maintain our world with our internal talk. And whenever we finish talking to ourselves about ourselves and our world, the world is always as it should be. We renew it. We rekindle it with life. We uphold it with our internal talk. Not only that, but we also choose our paths as we talk to ourselves. Thus, we repeat the same choices over and over until the day we die. Because we keep on repeating the same internal talk over and over, until the day we die. A warrior is aware of this and stresses to stop his internal talk. Things don't change, only the ways you look at them. In the universe, there's an unmeasurable, indescribable force which shamans call intent, and absolutely everything that exists in the entire universe is attached to intent by a connecting link. When one has nothing to lose, one becomes courageous. We are timid only when there is something we can still cling to. A man of knowledge lives by acting, not by thinking about acting. Intent is not a thought, or an object, or a wish. Intent is what could make a man succeed when his thoughts tell him that he is defeated. It operates in spite of the warrior's indulgence. Intent is what makes him invulnerable. Intent is what sends a shaman through a wall, through space, to infinity. It takes all the time and all the energy we have to conquer the idiocy in us.
It is easy to melt the ice on the ground. The hardest thing to be melted is the ice in the heart of man. Only by melting the ice in the heart of man does man have a chance to change and begin using his knowledge wisely. My grandmother told us, "You are as brittle as a strand of grass." It does not take much to break your body, your mind, or your spirit. But when you braid your mind, your spirit, and your body together, then you come into balance with yourself, and you become unbreakable. Your mind and spirit becomes flexible. Your body becomes agile. That is the teaching of the sweet grass. And the sweet grass is the best medicine to calm yourself down. You are worth coming home to yourself. Every one of us is worth coming home to. Walk in a good way. Walk tall and powerful as you're meant to be for time and times to come. The most beautiful smile is a smiling heart. Every time you talk to your heart, she will always speak back. Now is the time for you and I to learn to listen to our heart. My way is not the only way. The beauty of the circle is that we cannot see each other's backs, and the strength of the circle is that we can only see each other's beauty.
We are all visitors to this time, this place. We're just passing through. Our purpose here is to observe, to learn, to grow, to love, and then we return home. Our spirituality is a oneness and an interconnectedness with all that lives and breathes, even with all that does not live or breathe. Being Aboriginal is not the color of your skin, on how broad your nose is. It is a spiritual feeling, an identity you know in your heart. It is a unique feeling that is difficult for non-Aboriginal to fully understand. So I take this word, reconciliation, and I use it to reconcile people back to Mother Earth so they can walk this land together and heal one another, because she's the one that gives birth to everything we see around us, everything we need to survive. We cultivated our land, but in a different way from the white man. We endowed to live with the land. They seem to live off it. So I was taught to preserve, never to destroy. This earth I never damage, I look after. Fire is nothing, just clean up. When you burn, new grass coming up. That means good animals soon. Might be Ghana, possum, wallaby, burn them off. New grass coming up, new life all over. The land is my mother, like a human mother. The land gives us protection, enjoyment, and provides our needs, economic, social, and religious. We have a human relationship with the land, mother, daughter, son. When the land is taken from us or destroyed, we feel hurt because we belong to the land and we are part of it. Land is a central part of the connection to country and to identity as people. Many of our significant sites, landscapes, customs, and stories focus on connection to land. Land is therefore very important to our culture, history, and future. From time immemorial, we believe, as our Aborigine people, Australia has been here from the first sunrise. Our people have been here along with the continent with the first sunrise. We know our land was given to us by Balami. We have a sacred duty to protect that land. We have a sacred duty to protect all the animals that have an affiliation with through our totem system. Once you learn these 8 harsh realities of life, you'll be much stronger. The Aborigine sunrise ceremonies are very special to our people. It starts when the sky is black, beautiful black. When the sun's yellow circle arrives, it turns the sky red. This is why the Aborigine flag is half red, half black, with a yellow circle in the middle. At the sunrise ceremony, I meditate and ask the Great Spirit for direction. My hands fill with electricity. I touch you and you feel it too. I heal people this way. My grandmother did that too. I learned all about that when I was a young fellow. Umbara, the black duck, is a special totem of our tribe, the Yuin. We learn to respect the elders who hand on the law. The elders guard the law, and the law guards the people. This is the law that comes from the mountain. The mountain teaches the dreaming. Racism is a disease in society. We are all equal. I don't care what their color is or religion, just as long as they're human beings. They're my buddies. The more you know, the less you need. Traveler, there are no paths. Paths are made by walking. To us, health is about so much more than simply not being sick. It's about getting a balance between physical, mental, emotional, cultural, and spiritual health. Health and healing are interwoven, which means that one can't be separated from the other. At the sunrise ceremony, I meditate and ask the Great Spirit for directions. My hands fill with electricity. I touch you and you feel it. I heal people this way. My grandmother did that too. I learned all about this when I was a young fellow. We learned to respect the elders who hand on the law. The elders guard the law, and the law guards the people. This is the law that comes from the mountain. The mountain teaches the dream. Those who lose dreaming are lost may as well be here. We are as where we are. Keep your eyes on the sun, and you will not see the shadows. Mind movies. The definition of a guru is one who takes you from darkness into the light. A rugu is one who takes you from light into darkness. If there is a rugu today, it is the medical commercials on TV. There is a time when they didn't allow drug commercials on TV. That's a long time ago. I won't call it sinister. Okay, I will. The commercial industry has been very effective to program the subconscious. They have used the medium of TV to program your mind and body. They are extremely clever, know exactly what they are doing. In the 50s, when a movie was being showed, subliminal messages would be displayed on the screen, such as buy popcorn or buy a Coke. It would appear so fast your conscious mind wouldn't see it, but your subconscious mind would. This is bad when the FCC figured that out. Well, they have gotten quite sophisticated. Today's drug commercials directly go into your subconscious mind. Imagine some of these same commercials are played over and over again in the evening news. They're slowly brainwashing people without the audience even knowing it. Have you ever wondered why America is so messed up? I could go on for hours. Many of these drug commercials are directly programming you to get sick so you can take their drugs. It is insidious and evil, yet it is done in such a soft voice, and nature is all around it. It's sad. They know exactly what they are doing. As a capitalist society, they are there solely to make a buck. They want you to get sick. They don't want you to be healthy and take responsibility for your well-being. There is a company called Mind Movies who uses the same technology as the drug commercials, yet it's used to bring you from darkness to light. Check out mindmovies.com. Dr. Joe Dispenza made a mind movie for connecting to the quantum field. It is absolutely genius. I highly recommend it. It should be played before going to bed and upon waking up. I play it right before I close my eyes to meditate. The more you play it over time, the mind, body, and soul rejoices in the words. There are words and pictures displayed. Both of them work to put the message into your subconscious. As you know, we need to rewire ourselves. Humanity is living in darkness and needs to embrace the light. Mind movies are a way to program the subconscious in order to help discover our true nature.
When I lived in Miami Beach, I read an article in Omni magazine about the Monroe Institute. Robert Monroe was a radio engineer in the late 50s. One day he was sleeping, he felt himself drifting outside of his body. He thought he was dying. He had this experience recurring every month or so. Finally, he went to the doctor. He was concerned that he was going crazy or he had some major illness. Robert told the doctor what was happening, and the doctor told him that maybe he was having an out-of-body experience. He recommended some books to read on the subject. Robert Monroe learned that his experiences were about the same as his. Maybe he wasn't so crazy after all. The experience kept on coming. Being a radio engineer, he thought, can I produce this experience by using sound waves? After years of research, he learned to utilize sound waves. He came up with a system which uses sound waves to trigger the right and left hemisphere synchronization of the brain. This technique can be modified for learning, health, exploring, etc. The Omni article said he had a week-long course in the foothills of Virginia. I was fascinated by this article, called the office, and found out there was an opening for the course. This course is called Gateways. I arrived at the site of the course and was captivated by the beauty of the place. The site was in the mountains. There were a few houses in the property. The foundation owned a good chunk of land. We were oriented on days of what to be. They took away our watches, so we had no idea what time it was. This is no ordinary course. Most courses I know are a lecture. This course was based upon experience. At the Institute, our actual living quarters was our laboratory. Each bed had its own individual unit. There were headphones with a microphone, which I'll tell about later. There was a curtain which closed off the bed so no light could come in. Each unit was totally self-contained. At the first meeting, they told us a schedule. We would get up in the morning, shower, and then play a series of tapes. After each tape, we would go to a conference room and talk about our experience. We would do this throughout the day. We would have lunch and breaks throughout the day. Day 1 started. We learned about Focus 10. The step was about how to put your body asleep at the same time keep our mind awake. The tapes were incredibly produced. We put on these headphones, lie down on our bed, and have these incredible experiences. Day after day, the experiences would build on each other. I remember some experience being completely taken out of my body and being bathed in light. There were talks with angels. I call the Monroe Institute the Disneyland of spirituality. It was amazing to go to a place and see modern scientific equipment being used for self-discovery. So many of these tapes were for our own self-discovery. I remember in some tapes I could hardly walk afterwards. I was quite shy and didn't talk too much about my experiences. I would recommend this program to anybody. During our course, we had a doctor, minister, computer programmers, housewives, and people from all walks of life. It was definitely worth it. Robert Monroe is definitely an amazing man. He's definitely on the cutting edge of technology.
Intro. This is Richard Fletcher, Monday, October something, second day of the Gateway program. I would like to say at this point, I'm diving deeper and discovering more of myself, and I'm very impressed by the whole operation that is happening around here. Energy bar tool. My experience was building the energy bar was going to take some time to get into in order to develop it. It wasn't too hard to construct. My experience was very simple. I kind of drifted to sleep. I wasn't there for the whole time, but I had some powerful connections beforehand to see this energy bar could take me to another dimension. It could take me to the other side. It definitely has endless possibilities for what this bar can be used for. I can use this bar as a beacon to attract my guides, or to use it to protect me from other things. It looks like a versatile tool. I just need to develop more and more usage of it. Freeform 10. This tape was Freeform 10. My experience was using the energy bar and trying to see and trying to feel how I could actually use it in a practical form. I used this energy bar to create a vibration inside of me that was vibrating faster, 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 and faster. I then used the energy bar to go up and down my body. I used it like a laser to take away all the negative energy and impurities from my body. I would then take it into my brain and subconscious. From there, it turned my dark subconscious into light. From there, I had the ability to be more conscious. Then I used the energy bar to create swirling effects around my body. This would create a much more intense kind of energy. I put this energy bar in my third eye. I was experiencing an inner dimension. Liftoff. This is the liftoff tape. This tape, I found myself I lifted myself through the roof, through the clouds, past the moon. I lifted myself and then lowered myself down. I was putting together the kinesiology of actual lifting off. Introduction to Focus 12. Before the tape even began, I was just completely sailing inside. I was totally just accepting myself. I was trying to accept my hesitations. Hesitations is your friend. Just go inside and enjoy the experience just like a child. In the Focus 12 state is such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful state. It is a state of freedom, of joy, and of happiness. It was an expanded state of awareness. I was experiencing this state just like a child. A child just accepts and accepts. This is the place I want to be all the time, the place of acceptance. If the hesitation is there, accept it just like a friend. It's okay. I don't have to control any kind of experience. All I have to do is ride on that energy, just ride on that joy, just ride on that beauty, and ride on that light. All I have to do is let the experience come to me on its own accord. I know what I'm looking for, and I know it's happening moment by moment. It will open up to me in its prime moment. In the meantime, I will just enjoy each experience that comes to me. I'm putting my attention on what is coming my way. I'm not being directed towards one aspect of what I think is supposed to happen, but just to have an open mind. Focus 12 is such a beautiful state. I've been there many, many times before. Problem solving. This tape is called Problem Solving. My problem that I was trying to solve was the question, how can I practically leave my body consciously? I had this one vision walking down the stairs from the Gateway program, from upstairs to downstairs. And then an answer came to me that I'm learning the tools. Don't really worry about it. Everything will simply come to you. It's just a matter of relaxing into that experience and just accept it. It will come in due time. Most of all, just be patient. It will come. There are means. This is not a supernatural thing. If you practice, it will happen. It will manifest. This was the question I put out, and I waited, and this was the answer that I got. I'm just learning how to more visualize and to see images and to accept images. There's something for me to learn from these images. In the past, I would ignore them, but I know not to look at them. I now know to look at them and to embrace them. Free Flow 12. The name of this tape is Free Flow 12. My main objective was to explore this state of consciousness. I just let go and just enjoy this state of consciousness. It's very beautiful, that experience I had. I was just bathing in the light of experiencing that beautiful vibration inside. I was just riding that wave and riding that energy inside. I saw a picture of a person named Catherine who was there. I was just experiencing her inner beauty and her happiness. I was just experiencing a very simple friendship. It was very beautiful and very simple. I just rode with that experience and was open to various nonverbal communication experiences. I have the ability inside of me. It's there and it's latent, and I have experience with my brother. Overall, it's a very simple, beautiful experience. It was beautiful to see the potential that is there. I'm very happy with this place. I'm very happy to partake in this program, just to relax and swim and socialize. I feel I'm really establishing a stronger connection inside. Free movement. The name of this tape is Free Movement. There are different positions to leave the body. The first one was the most powerful. I feel with this technique I can master it with some practice. It's a very powerful way to explore different worlds and dimensions inside of myself. The next thing was lifting myself up from a string lying down and lifting myself up at a 45-degree angle. This is very powerful. All in all, I can see the glimpse that I can experience the freedom that I want. I see that it's happening. In the long road, I will definitely have that experience. 5 questions. There's the tape called 5 Questions. The first question is, who am I? My last lifetime, I realized I was a student of Ramakrishna, a famous Indian saint in the 1800s. My name was M. I wrote the Gospel of Ramakrishna. That's what I read, the autobiography of a yogi, completely identified with Yogananda. Yogananda would come and see me as a child. My next question is, what is my purpose here? My purpose here on earth is to expand, become completely one with the Lord, and to express His knowledge and love. Also to establish the kind of communication a human being can have with his Creator. The message that I was told to do was keep on trucking, keep on going, and I will be led to areas I never knew existed. This workshop that I'm doing is something I wanted to do for a long time. All my dreams and aspirations are coming true. This tape was delightful just to go deeper and deeper into this experience. Nonverbal communication. I just can't believe it. This tape is nonverbal communication. I just got totally taken away. I saw all these incredible things, lights coming on my navel, blooming to a lotus blossom, a Christmas tree with Lord Jesus on it. The next thing I knew, around this table were people from outer space sitting around. They were just talking to me, and there was such a feeling of love, energy, emotion, excitement, and joy. My whole body was sweating, and tears of joy were streaming down my face. Now I know what the experience at NBC is. It's such an incredible place and experience. This is the type of communication that human beings are meant to have. I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm just totally, 100% fulfilled. I just can't believe this. This form of communication is so beautiful. Just to see and feel the kind of communication that we can have. Just pure love being transferred. Introduction to Focus 15. This tape was the introduction to Focus 15. My experience of this time was to sense and experience a state of no time. There was a tremendous void, a tremendous light inside of me. By being with this light, it's possible to travel to any time zone, past, present, and future. It's wonderful to know that through this experience, I can learn to do so. I can slowly just ease myself into this consciousness. It's incredible to know that there's a place that is beyond time. There is so much energy that was hard to get used to. Free Flow 15. This state was Free Flow 15. I experienced a beautiful love with Kathy. I experienced a beautiful connection between us. I just completely want to dive into that experience. I know I've met her before, but I don't remember where. See, Maledict experience. My daughter was there, and her daughter was there. We were all playing and laughing together. It was so much fun. We were all experiencing so much joy and happiness. No tape experience. This was the no tape experience. This was like all the rest of the tapes. I brought myself into 10, then 12, then 15. All the states I experienced in an inner NBC communication. I just rode this inner wave that keep on getting faster and faster and faster. I found myself in the various states of consciousness. It was so easy to just go right through them. When I reached the 15th state, I just explored that state. It was so beautiful to be in this place where there's no time, just love, light, and happiness. We don't need these tapes. They're just like training wheels on a bicycle. It's nice to know there's a technique that we can use to experience this. The silence is wonderful and beautiful. I'm very happy to know that I can incorporate this into my life. It's all happening. What incredible love that exists inside. It's so natural and beautiful. Communication point 15. Communication point 15. I went to a state and asked for any kind of messages. The messages I received were in the form of NBC, verbal communication. My first message was a picture of Kathy. The next picture was an image of a dove, which gave me peace. Then I was brought up and saw the image of Sri Maharaji. My whole feeling was sensing, discovering that there's a communication in this state. Is where communication can occur between your guides and teachers. They can, in this state, teach you and communicate with you. They communicate not so much with words, but with images. They can transmit their experiences through images. I just need to learn more and more about this. I'm very hopeful about communicating with my guides. No name tape. Before this tape started, they played Amazing Grace. I couldn't believe what was going on. Maharaji was there in his crown and glory. It brought me back where I was 15 years ago. It was very emotional and I cried a lot. Just to experience the joy inside. Amazing grace. This life is truly amazing. It really is glorious. I then kind of drifted off. When I came back, I was surrounded by swans. I really tried to do the tape, but with some of the techniques I couldn't quite understand. The main thing I wanted to emphasize was an amazing grace. It truly is amazing. Amazing beyond words. That is the main thing I wanted to communicate. Relation Galaxy. The name of this tape was Relation Galaxy. At this point I was supposed to put on my headphones. I was just totally God. I went to this place, the center of the universe. At the center was this incredible power of love, the primordial energy for this universe. It was beyond words to explain, to experience the unity of the universe being supported by this primordial vibration. I saw in this state swans and a beautiful lotus flower that was blooming and blooming. There exists in this place all the great masters. There exists that divine light, the light of God, which exists everywhere. This is such a wonderful place to be. I was experiencing my body like an astronaut experiencing the various G-forces. My whole body was totally contorted. I'm still not out of that place. I just want to live there and dwell there. 5 messages. The name of this message was 5 messages. The 5th message was had something to do in December. There is a mission that I'm getting prepared for. I moved from Miami to California with Catherine in December. My 4th one was that I should be good friends with Kathy. The number 1 message was devotion to the Lord. I should be an example of this. The Lord wants love. Number 2 was that everything I ever desired will come true. All my dreams will be satisfied. Another purpose that came to me was to love everybody I encounter. I should be an example, accepting people of who they are and love them without condition. I should be a simple messenger of the Lord. I don't remember the other one. Vibe flow. This tape was called Vibe Flow. This is a real nice tape. Robert Monroe just increased the frequency level. I just got in tune with that frequency level. I just went higher and higher and higher. Shh. I was totally absorbed in that energy. Half that experience was traveling at the speed of light. It was like being in a rocket going faster than warp speed. It was traveling at the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second. Next on the tape was music from this session. I forgot to turn off the tape. I was completely blown away. I was in total bliss. This music just brings me back to that state. I was in total awe. There was a laughter in the background. The rest of the people were discussing their experiences. Side 2. During this music, I was seeing a picture of Sri Maharaji's father. I saw an image of Sri Maharaji holding Maharaji. I had an NVC experience of going into a dream and coming out and realizing this was an NVC experience. I just wanted to go back inside for a few more minutes. I could very easily just leave and never come back. Long pause. 15 to 20. The name of this tape was 15 to 20. I felt I was resonating with the colors green and purple. It'll take me time to slowly know what this experience means. Slowly, I will begin to understand all this. Long pause. Music is playing in the background. 1-1 patterning. This tape is called 1-1 patterning. I kind of zoned out of this tape. I just have to have something in my mind, hold it, and repeat it every single day, and will come true. By putting my subconscious over time, it will come to existence. I am incorporating everything in my life. The main key is to utilize these tools in my life. I am the director of my life. I am in charge of maintaining and expressing my emotions. At the same time, I just enjoyed the feeling of love that was all around. I had such a peaceful rest. I forgot to turn off the tape. Long periods of silence. Freeform 21. The name of this tape is Freeform 21. I just got totally taken inside of me. I just really enjoyed the experience inside of myself. The joy and peace were overflowing. All my guides and teachers were there. Once again, I forgot to turn off the tape. Freeform 15. My experience on Freeform 15 was completely wonderful. I went to such a deep place inside. I had this wonderful experience that happened there. Catherine was there, and we're just beings of light. There was this big heart that surrounded us. We were just one in that heart. Out of that heart, our souls just merged. From the light came from my third eye and Catherine's third eye. It was like two laser beams of light and love merging into our bodies. We just totally became one. It was like a sexual experience, but it didn't contain sexual energy. It was just pure love. We were both totally fulfilled in that love, in that joy, in that happiness. I was inside of her and she was just riding the wave of love. Both of us were in tune and in synchronization and experienced the oneness of each other. Coming from her breast was this liquid light which I was drinking. Each drop tasted like nectar. I was completely intoxicated. At one point her daughter appeared, my daughter appeared, and we all hugged each other. We were all laughing and dancing and singing. It was just like a family of love, beings of love. Another point after this self-expression, Catherine just laid on top of me. I just totally melded into her. We just exchanged the beautiful love that existed between us. Both of us were totally saturated in that love. We were both in tune with each other. It was such a wonderful feeling. I feel I've known her for a while. I don't know where. Somehow there's a connection between Catherine, myself, and Sri Maraji. I haven't figured it out. I just have these feelings that something beautiful and simple is manifesting in my life. I'm open to it. Later on, in one of my tapes, I received a message that on Thanksgiving, my daughter and I should go and visit Catherine and her child in Virginia. We should just go and play and have fun. Introduction to Focus 21. The introduction to Focus 21 was completely a mind-blowing experience. As soon as I put on my headphones, I was tuned into that light. I was completely submerged in that light inside. I was just totally taken over. I was flying with a whole group of swans. There was this beautiful lake where thousands of lotus flowers were just blooming and blooming. I went through the various stages of consciousness. I went from 10 to 12 to 15 to all the different colors. At 21, a marvelous thing happened. Bob was there, Robert Monroe, and he was just shining. He was his joyful self. He just looked up to me smiling and gave me the thumbs up sign. He said, "Go for it and enjoy that experience." There was so much love and communication between us. I recognized him and he recognized me. Both of us know that this is an incredible journey, the ultimate journey. Once he said that, I was completely ready to accept and experience that wonderful light of my existence. I then went to a place where I experienced a light that was supreme love and intelligence. Every single cell of my existence was filled with this intelligence. I was just one and bathing in that light and joy. I was just flying like a swan. I was just flying like that beautiful bird. That swan is free. I felt like my soul was free. My soul was just singing in that joy and happiness inside. I was just one. It was so wonderful. Freeform 21. One of the most amazing tape experiences was Freeform 21. I don't think there's any words to describe what happened there. From the moment I put on my headphones, throughout the entire process, I was riding the waves of ecstasy and joy. Technically, Bob Monroe was a genius to develop that tape. The sound that he was emitting were the sounds and frequencies that reside inside. It was completely a marvelous experience. I was completely experiencing the oneness of joy. I had these visions of Catherine. She would just smile at me and just drift off. Once again, I would dive deeper and deeper into that experience inside. I would go deeper and deeper into that light. My whole body was like an astronaut experiencing the G-force. I was experiencing how powerful and incredible the energy is. This energy touches my whole molecular structure, and even beyond that. It reaches the soul, and the very essence of life. I felt so wonderful that everything is on track in my life. I have a vision, a quest, and it's happening. All my dreams are coming true on all levels. One experience that I want to express, I went to bed on the last night of the program about 12 o'clock. I was kind of tired. I just needed to go inside and experience that inner beauty. I drifted off to sleep and was just in that place of love. I was in a nice deep sleep. Around 3 o'clock in the morning, I was woke up with a bang. I automatically just woke up. Something inside of me told me to go take a shower and go see Catherine. I did this. I was kind of hesitant. What am I doing? I just had this faith and intuition to do this. I went up to Catherine's room and very quietly walked into her room. I opened up her curtain and very slowly touched her. She looked at me and she couldn't tell. She was in a state of shock herself. She thought at first I was a ghost. All she could see was my head because my rest of the body was behind the curtain. She looked at me and said, "Is that you or is it a ghost?" I reassured her that yes, it was me. I just climbed into bed with her and just held her the rest of the night. We just exchanged the feeling of love that we had. We just caressed each other and loved each other. It was such a warm inner exchange of love. It wasn't a sexual energy. It was like the energy of love, of satisfaction, and of joy. It was a wonderful experience. At times I would find myself snoring. My body was asleep, but I was wide awake. I was such in a beautiful state inside. I was completely surrounded by love. That's all these beautiful swans completely surrounded us. They were protecting us and saying everything is a-okay. Everything is going to plan. Just relax and enjoy each other. At one point, when Catherine was drifting off to sleep, I saw one of my gods named Running Water. I saw his face and saw he was an Indian. At one point, we were brothers. We were once in a state of laughing and playing and interacting with the forces of nature. It was such a beautiful connection. I remember coming out of a dream state and all of a sudden, bam, there he was. We talked to each other for some time. He was the eternal brave. He was forceful, powerful, and full of love. That consciousness lies inside of me. I felt so wonderful the whole night. What a wonderful way to end the week.
Yeah, this is Richard Fletcher, and this is Monday, October something, and the second day of the Gateway program, and I'd like to say that up to this point, I'm diving deeper and discovering more of myself, and I'm very impressed by the whole operation that is happening around here. And this Gateway program. Thanks. This is the energy bar tool. And my experience was building the energy bar. Was going to take some time to get into it. Develop it, and this is not a tool you can actually use it for. It wasn't too hard to construct. It was a very, actually my experience was very, very simple. I kind of drifted to sleep. Kind of wasn't there the whole time. But I definitely had some powerful connections beforehand, seeing that this energy bar could take me to another dimension, could take me to the other side. It's definitely got endless possibilities of what the bar can be used for. Definitely through this bar, I think I can probably use it as a beacon for to attract guides or to attract other people who can protect me from other things. It's probably all in one versatile tool. And I just need to develop more and more usage of it and to see exactly where I can actually implement it and what way, what form can it be reused. And that's the end of that. Okay, let's take force before 10 and my experience was that I was using the energy bar. I was trying to see how I can actually use it in kind of practical form. Could I use it? And I use it in many different ways. One, I use the energy bar to create a vibration inside of me. Like a vibration, a frequency, that leads to it, faster and faster and faster and faster. Everything that I was supposed to use the energy bar by going up and down my body. Just use it as a laser to take away all the negative energy, all the negative things in my body. Then into my brain, into my subconscious, and there, churned darkness, unconscious, into light, into more consciousness. I can be aware of each of myself. Then I use the energy bar to create a swirling effect on my body. To swirl and swirl and swirl around me, create intensity, chemistry. I put the energy bar like very high, and I dove into it. Experiencing of a place. It's actually a private place, but to know that the energy bar of the reach experience of another dimension. And let's see what else. The lift-off tape, and in this tape I'll experience of simply lifting myself up to the top of the roof into a cloud, and then I lifted myself up past around the area past the moon, and it was more of a visualization exercise than an actual lift-off. But I visualize each step of the process, lifting myself up and lowering myself down, and mostly visualize it by seeing inside and actually trying to put myself in that place and being in that place inside. Trying to see and feel and put together the kinesiologies of actually lifting up. Okay, that's it. Okay, this is introduction to Focus 12. And before the tea began, I was already just completely just sailing inside. I tried me to do was just this time, a long time, just totally accept myself. All the hesitation, sometimes when I meditate, I'm just trying to be there. Just accept that self. Just accept that thing. The hesitation is my friend. I'm gonna just go inside and just enjoy, just like a child. And the focus, 12 state was such an incredible, beautiful state. State of freedom and joy and happiness and being expanded and just being there and enjoying it like a child. A child that just accepts and accepts. And that's the place I see from here on out. I want to be just accept. And the hesitation is there, just accept it as my friend and say it's okay. I don't have to control any kind of experience. All I have to do is simply ride on that experience. Just ride on that joy. Ride on that beauty. Ride on that light. Just have that experience completely just come to me. I know it's all gone. I know what I'm looking for. And I know that it's happening moment by moment. It will come to me at this very moment. And in the meantime, I just simply can enjoy it and enjoy it. Experience it and just completely put my attention to just being open to whatever is supposed to come my way. Not being directed towards one aspect which I think it has to come one way and one forward. Just to be open and open and open. And focused well is a beautiful state. I've been there many times before. And many times. And this tape was called Problem Solving. And my problem I'm trying to solve was just a question. How can I practically leave my body consciously at will? And I had one vision of walking down the stairs or the gate from upstairs to downstairs. And then, as I consciously threw my question aside, another answer that I found was I would just say that I'm being prepared, I'm learning the tools, don't really worry about it, like simply everything will come to you. This is a matter of relaxing into that experience and accepting it, and it will come in its time, and most of all, just be patient, and it will come. And these are means, it is not a supernatural thing, and some not actors, but if we just practice it, it will happen, it will manifest. And this was an experience that basically I put out, and I waited, and I came back. And I'm just learning now to more visualize and to see images, to accept images, and to see that there's something for me to learn from them, something to learn from images, things that maybe in the past I would ignore, but now I have the opportunity to actually focus, perceive. And the name of this tape was Free Flow 12, and my main point, my main object was really to explore this state of consciousness, really to just let go and simply enjoy, to experience what this place could take me. And it's a very beautiful experience that I had, just completely just being in the light and just experiencing that incredible vibration inside. It's simply just riding with the wave and just riding with the energy and being with it and seeing the great opened up to various NPCs communication. Because I know I have the ability inside. It's there. It's latent individual experience with my brother. And overall, just a very simple, beautiful experience. Just being open and experiencing just the potential that lies there. And I'm very happy right here. Very happy in this place. Very happy just to have the opportunity to be at this program and to relax and to swim and to go and have fun and be the people and be with myself and really establish that connection inside, that foundation. The name of this tape was The Movement, and this tape, there are different positions of how to leave the body. And the first one, actually the very most powerful, was doing the long route. I tried that several times. I feel my definite practice very probably go explore different worlds and different dimensions inside myself, inside this universe, where I just begin. And the next thing was letting myself up on the street, boring, laying down, just stand up on 45 degrees. It's very powerful. And all in all, so able to see that, glimpse that, yes, I can experience that freedom of all directions. This is a tape called 5 Questions. And the first question was, who am I? In my last past lifetime. And I realized that I was a devotee of Ramakrishna, and that was, my name was M. And I guess I wrote the gospel of Ramakrishna. And that's why one time when I was a kid, I read the book about all of the yogi, and I identified with Yogananda. Couldn't even know him at all, but I'd seen me as a child. And I guess some question, what was my purpose here? My purpose here on earth is to expand, to become completely one with my Lord, and to express His knowledge, His love, and establish the kind type of communication that a human being can have with his Creator and all the glorious manifestations. And when it came to what my purpose is, my purpose was really to do that. And let me see what the message was. The message that they told me to do was to just keep on trucking, essentially, just keep on going and expanding, and really open myself, and they will lead me to areas. And this workshop that I'm doing, I dreamed this a long time ago. This family manifesting, and all those dreams this is NPC, and I just got totally just completely taken away. I just saw all these incredible things like this, like how my neighbor blew into a blossom, a Christmas tree with Jesus on it. Next thing I know, I was around this table with some kind of people from outer space, and they're just talking to me, and just so much feeling of just love, and energy, and emotion, and excitement, and joy, and my body just sweating, and just tears in my eyes, and I'm just joyous. So now I know what NPC was, and I had that time again. And it's such an incredible place, incredible experience. To know that's the type of communication that's happening. Oh man. I just started to say thank you. Oh man. I'm just totally 100% fulfilled. I just can't believe it. This is a communication, the way it communicates so beautiful. Just to feel and see what type of communication we can have. Just pure love being transmitted. Yes, this tape was the introduction to 250. Yes, this tape was the introduction to 215. And my experience at this tape was that it was brought to a point where I could really just sense that there was no time. There's a tremendous void, tremendous light, where everything light in it. And I was inside of myself. And I could so feel that being in it, or being in it. So from that time zone, it's possible to travel to any time zone desire. That's that place. The experience is how we flow. It's wonderful to know how to just slowly just ease myself into that consciousness. Missions, things that I want to do. this was the no tape experience. And I guess it was just like all the rest of the tapes. I just brought myself in at 10, then 12, and then 15, and then all of those states. There was an inner hymn-seek within, which I clearly just listened to and just wrote that, and they just made it faster and faster. I just found myself on the various states of consciousness, just clearly easy, just going right there. And just in the 15th state, I just explored that state. It was just beautiful, just to be in a place where there's no time, just light and love and happiness and joy. And to know that we really don't need the tapes, they're just like training wheels on a bicycle. And it's just nice to know that there's a real embracing technique inside where you just listen to. The silence is so beautiful, so wonderful. It's just listen and be and experience the beauty inside. I guess I'm very happy just to know that I can incorporate this into my life. And the knowledge inside is really the key. Good to see that it's all happening. And there's incredible, incredible love that exists inside. And this is coming so natural and so beautiful and so wonderful. Okay, the communication point 15. I would have stayed and they have any kind of messages. The messages I got were non-verbal communication. And the first message was a picture of Kathy. And the next picture was an image of a dove looking at peace. And then they brought us down the whole that image of true magic. Sensing, discovering the day's communication and for this 15th state, the timeless state, and that's where my guides teach me and lead me and communicate in language, not in words but in images. And that's what it is. Transmit sound to me, images. I just need to learn more about it. And I guess that's about all I can say. I'm very hopeful about communicating with my guides down there. Very flowing of my energy inside. Very that really is working things really hard. Manifesting in my life. Yes, this tape was in motion. And before the tape started, they played Amazing Grace. I really couldn't believe it because the magic was there. All this crowd, the glory. And I was just so emotional because it just brought me back where I was 15 years old. It was very emotional and kind of just experience of joy. It really is. scenes that the fears that kind of drifted off, and when I came back, I was just surrounded by, I saw some swans in the swan inside. I really tried to get to the tape. My emotions, I did the fear, rejection, and the fear of change. I guess some of the techniques will take us to a hard time knowing what it was. I had to work that out a little bit more. But maybe that I just want to emphasize is just an amazing grace. It really is amazing. Truly amazing. Amazing, yeah, words. And I guess that's the main thing. I'm just protecting David's tape was a relation galaxy. And this point, as soon as I put my headphones, I was totally just gone. I just went to this place. It's the center of the universe. And then the center of the universe was this incredible power of love, the primordial energy of the universe. And this feeling is so wonderful, so beautiful. Just to feel the unity of the universe is being supported by this primordial vibration, by this energy, by the Word of God. And I visualize in that state swans and this beautiful lotus flower just blooming and blooming and blooming. And that place, there exists all the masters, my guides, and the divine light, that light that exists, that light of God. And that was such a wonderful, wonderful place to be. Just experiencing that fundamental building block. And I was going to those phases, my body was like an astronaut experiencing the various G's of energy. It just making my body feel totally contorted. We're still not out of that place. Just want to live there, dwell there. Okay, maybe this exercise was 5 messages. And the 5th message was that I have something to do in a couple months, maybe December or something of this year. There's a mission that I'm getting prepared for, and something isn't really going to happen to me. And then my 4th one was that they were saying that I should take being good friends with Kathy. And that means just being a good spiritual friend, help her and support her, and just really love, Susan and Dion, and just see whatever happens, just take care of her. There's obvious to start tackling number 1. Number 1 thing they wanted was me to really express devotion to how the Lord wants love, this type of love. He just wants me to do that. And then numbers 2 is just to know that anything I want, I've ever dreamed of, and received in a dream, that will come true, that I want the opportunity to completely satisfy all my dreams and be at one, and just completely live in that state. And another purpose was to really love everybody who I encounter, is to be that peace promise, to really love and express love to everybody that surrender and to visit your devotion and everything we wanted and surrender. I just feel so. This day was by the flow, and actually this was a real nice day. Just, Bob has increased that frequency level, just got tuned to the frequency level, and just went higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. And that's why